Hello, dear viewers. Namaskar. Welcome to Moksha Media. You are with Moksha Hiremat. Sharana movement in the history of Karnataka is a unique movement in the world. All of you know that it took place in the 12th century AD of Karnataka. It is a movement for voiceless, a movement for equality, fraternity, and brotherhood. It is overall a movement for human welfare. Such a sort of movement at that time was unheard. Even today, we are in the edge of the 22nd century. We are unable to imagine, to bring into practice what our ancestors dreamt. In such a position, Sharanas participated in the movement, brought into practice the things which the people of Karnataka in particular and world in general were unheard at that time. So many Sharanas participated in that movement. Sharana means a devotee of Shiva. He or she is submitted everything to Shiva. Shiva is whole and soul thing for him or for her. And they experience Shiva, they feel Shiva, they imagine Shiva, they react to Shiva in their own way as if Shiva were before them. Of course, it was a sort of bhakti movement. So many downtrodden persons participated in that movement under the leadership of Basava, who accepted Veerashaivism as his religion. Of course, Channa Basavanna made it clear that Basava meant for Veerashaivism and he wanted to uplift the lives of the people. And Ambigara Chowdayya is one of the Sharanas. Ambigara Chowdayya was belonged to a community of both men. Ambigara Chowdayya was a unique Sharana. He came to Kalyana, but he was not from Kalyana. He was born and bred somewhere and went to Kalyana and participated in the activities of Anubhava Mantapa. Anubhava Mantapa is a nuclear form of our modern days parliament. In Anubhava Mantapa, Sharanas participated. They expressed their feelings and thoughts. Even though most of the Sharanas did not know how to write, but they expressed it in their voice, and what was expressed was recorded on the palm leaves. Then it was edited. Persons like Channa Basavanna and others, then it was deposited in the library. What was expressed, what was recorded, what was edited, and what was deposited in the library of that Anubhava Mantapa become Vachanas. And of course, Vachana is a unique form of a unique literary form. Vachana goes beyond blank verse. It doesn't have any limitations. It doesn't have any rules and regulations. It has its own rules and regulations, that is the rules and regulations of human welfare. That is what we see in those vachanas, and Anubhava Mantapa witnessed that thing. Anubhava Mantapa is a hall of experience. It is also a hall of enlightenment. And Ambigara Chowdayya participated in that vachana, in that Anubhava Mantapa. He composed so many vachanas. It is said that he composed round about 278 vachanas. It may be more, but now at this time we have 278 vachanas of Ambigara Chowdayya. It is as usual a confusion regarding his date of birth and the parentage. It is generally believed he was born in 1160 of Common Era. It is also believed that his parents were Pampa Devi and Virupaksha. But there is no record for these things. It is simply a belief according to researchers. Research should be done more and more regarding Ambigara Chowdayya and others. Of course, Ambigara Chowdayya, it is said, came from Chowdadanapura, a small village in the Taluka of Ranebennur in the district of Haveri, Karnataka, India. His profession was boating. He was loyal to his profession. He was sincere to his very feelings. So he was so harsh. Even so many Sharanas were afraid of Ambigara Chowdayya because of his harsh words. He was strictly a realistic. So whatever is real will be problematic, sometimes, because generally we don't accept reality as it is. We would like to have a polished reality. But Sharanas like Ambigara Chowdayya did not like that polished reality. They did not like that market reality. That is why they were very sincere to their feelings and loyal to thoughts. Whatever they felt and thought, they expressed it without any hesitation. That is why it becomes a problematic for so many persons. That is why so many Jangamas, so many Swamis, so many Sharanas were afraid of him for his harsh words. Anyhow, Ambigara Chowdayya had his signature as Ambigara Chowdayya. That his name was Chowdayya and Ambigara is an initial, and of course he took it as his pen name and made it as Ambigara Chowdayya. Some of his vachanas we have found say the personality, reveal the personality of Ambigara Chowdayya. If you go through those vachanas, you will come to know to what extent Ambigara Chowdayya expressed his thoughts and feelings in harsh words. Here, I would like to quote some of the vachanas composed by Ambigara Chowdayya. Listen, those of you who are walking about making your body beautiful. Listen, those of you who are walking about making your body beautiful, but really are broken and ugly. Listen, what makes beauty? Listen, what makes beauty? Giving one's body to Guru is beauty. Giving one's mind to Linga is beauty. Giving one's wealth to Jangama is beauty. Mingling with the 8 enclosures in wonder and swimming in the sea of devotion is beauty. Attaining the feet of Shiva is the only beauty. Attaining the feet of Shiva is the only beauty. Deserting this path, thinking that the worldliness is the greatest to one's wife, thinking that the worldliness is the greatest, one's wife and children and wealth forever, not giving a single coin for the others, not giving a single coin for the others, consuming everything for the self, hiding the wealth under the earth, and finally being caught by Yama. Drowning in the valley of hell is certain. Drowning in the valley of hell is certain. One should not see the face of such unbeautiful people. One should not see the face of such unbeautiful people, says Ambigara Chowdayya, the true Sharana. Of course, Vachana is very simple. Ambigara Chowdayya expressed his thoughts very loyally. He is sincere to his feelings. He talks of beauty. Many of us care for external beauty, but we have forgotten the internal beauty. We have forgotten the real beauty. We are carried away by the market beauty. That market beauty is there for some time. That market beauty is unreal. It is temporary. So, we have to go to the real beauty. We have to go to the real and virtuous beauty, and that beauty makes us a real human being. Most of us spend our life in worldly affairs. But of course, these worldly affairs last long until we have the age, until we are physically strong. But as physical weakness begins, then we come to know the real beauty of the spirit, the real beauty of devotion, the real beauty of beyond this world, etc., etc. So, one should go towards that real beauty. We should not believe this unbeautiful people, and we should believe the people who are good at heart, and mind, and who think of others as their fellow beings. So, towards that thing, one has to go. So, of course, everyone knows it, but to practice it is very difficult. So, for that, we have to follow eightfold path. That is, following the eightfold path itself is a beauty. But we have forgotten that eightfold path, and forgetting those paths, we have our own path which leads to hell. So that is why we have to follow that eightfold path in order to achieve that real beauty. It shows the mentality of Ambigara Chowdayya, not only Ambigara Chowdayya, other Sharanas also. Then he tells us something about Guru. Who is a Guru? One who wears holy dress is not Guru. One who wears holy dress is not Guru. One who is dressed in saffron is not Jangama. One who is dressed in saffron is not Jangama. One who observes righteousness is not a devotee of Shiva. One who observes righteousness is not a devotee of Shiva. Water is not a tirtha. Food is not a prasada. If anyone says they are, remove your heavy footwear and hit on his mouth again and again without mercy. If anyone says they are, remove your heavy footwear and hit on his mouth again and again without mercy, said our Ambigara Chowdayya. So we think that the person who is worn holy dress is a Guru. We think that who is worn saffron is a Jangama or Swami. By doing all these things, they think that they are the devotees of Shiva, and they say that water is a tirtha, food is prasada, but they have forgotten the real prasada, the real tirtha, the real dress, the real Jangama, that is the inner Jangama, that is the inner purification of mind and heart is very important. When our mind and heart is not purified, then how can you become a Jangama? How can you become a Guru? How can it becomes a Tirtha and Prasada? So, that inner purification is very important. That without inner purification, if you say all these things, it is meaningless, it is useless. That is why, if you see someone, then you have to lose your footwear and hit on their mouth again and again. Of course, these are the harsh words, no doubt about it. But in those days, it was inevitable. See, that is holding a footwear and lapping it on the face of others is not that much of honorable act at that time. But here, Ambigara Chowdayya used that thing in order to say to what extent they are ugly, to what extent they were not real. Here, he has used such words. Words may be harsh, but intention is very soft. Words seem indecent, but the aim of it is very decent. That aim is very important, that target is very important, that humanity is very important, purification of mind and heart is very important, and that is what here Ambigara Chowdayya concentrates. Then another thing, another vachana. Poverty worries about food to eat. If food is found, then worry about clothes. If clothes are found, then worry about savings. Having saved enough, then worry about wives. Having a wife, then worry about children. Having children, then worry about a prosperous life. Having prosperous life, then worry about destruction. Being destroyed, worry about death. Thus I see men drowned in worries, but not even one worrying about Shiva. Thus says the true Sharana, Ambigara Chowdayya. Here, Ambigara Chowdayya talks of human worries. Man is worried of one thing or another thing. He is worried of one thing after another thing. His worries or her worries are endless. They are listless. But they are worldly worries. They don't concentrate on the worries of the pure heart and mind. They don't think of God. They don't think of Shiva. And without thinking of Shiva, they only worries of the worldly things which do not make us happy. That is why, in order to achieve happiness, in order to have a beautiful life, we have to worry of Shiva. We have to become devotee of Shiva. We have to submit everything to Shiva. We have to have Shiva, and then at the end we have to become Shiva ourselves. Of course, these are the stages, but people are stood at the basic stage. They do not go beyond that. Here, Ambigara Chowdayya shows that way. That is why the beauty of Shiva is very important. So, simply it is said, Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Of course, but most of the people do not realize this, and without realizing this, they spend their life in useless things, and they end their life without thinking of Shiva. So, here in these vachanas, we see how Ambigara Chowdayya expressed his thoughts, how he was loyal to his thoughts and sincere to his feelings. He used some harsh words, but sometimes they are inevitable in the given context. Words may be questionable sometimes, but his intention cannot be questioned. His true spirit cannot be questioned. His loyalty and sincerity to devotion is not questioned. So, that Ambigara Chowdayya goes beyond this insincere, unloyal people. And of course, we don't know whether he knew the writing or not. Most of the vachanas, most of the sharanas in the 12th century participated in the Anubhava Mantapa did not know the writing, but they have their own feelings. They have their own thoughts. Those thoughts and feelings expressed in Anubhava Mantapa when all the sharanas were gathered. And whatever expressed there was recorded on the film leaf, was written on the palm leaf, and it was preserved in the library. And that itself becomes a vachana. So here whether one knows writing or not, that is different. But here, how he leads his life in order to bring a beautiful society in the world is very important. That is what Sharna, like Ambigara Chowdayya, did it. Of course, we have a long way to go, but sometimes we lose our path in the middle of the tour. In such a position, Sharanas like Ambigara Chowdayya leads us or brings us or shows us or guides us the real path which makes life beautiful. I think regarding Ambigara Chowdayya, this much is enough. A research should be done because most of the research have not done regarding the lives of Sharanas, regarding their vachanas, but that research should be done. Of course, some persons have done it. We should be thankful to them, but more and more researches should be done regarding this movement, regarding these Sharanas. So, dear viewers, I hope you like this episode. Share it and subscribe it. And see you in the next episode. Namaskar.